All right, so I'm gonna keep it a Bisley Wisley with you, bro. I do not know what's going on with this David situation. I've honestly never even heard it pronounced phonetically, like out loud. I've just only seen him. And the only way I ever saw him was like all the dick eating people were doing, talking about how he was actually pretty talented. So I'm kind of hating, I guess. But I do know it's gone from dick eating to absolute hate in like no time flat. So
hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's obviously time to talk about David. David Anthony Burke, or David stylized as D4vd, is a young singer, producer, and songwriter who has been on the come up for several years now. And in fact, he just dropped his debut full-length LP back in April, and he was actually just on tour behind that album. But now that tour is seemingly over because about a week ago now, we saw the first thread pop up of what has been one of the most insane music industry stories unraveling ever. Because again, while this man was moving from tour date to tour date to tour date, a dead body was discovered in an impounded Tesla registered in his name. Even though this is obviously very
oh, like it's for real. I thought it was like just headlines. Okay.
shocking information.
Oh.
Initially, David wasn't getting a whole lot of blame or allegations thrown his way. In fact, his
Right. That's what I was kind of thinking. It's like this is like some kind of weird mix up that people are blowing out of proportion, but I've seen it everywhere that it's like I can't escape it anymore.
Tour was just kind of continuing. After all, this car had been impounded and obviously was out of David's possession. Presumably,
Right.
this was all just some kind of like insane coincidence.
Right.
David, as a successful music industry recording artist, would have been just like too busy and engrossed in his own career to actually have anything to do with, right? Like, there's no possible way this could be some kind of insane murder cover-up and David would have some kind of personal connection to this situation or person. But then, upon the discovery of this body, we began to get more information that raised some very huge red flags and concerns. Like, the body that was discovered in this Tesla was that of a teen girl. Authorities described the remains as having been dismembered or mutilated in some fashion.
Ooh. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
There are also allegations of a matching finger tattoo of some sort, and apparently the body has been ID'd as one Celeste Rivas Hernandez, someone who there has been a missing persons report out on since April of last year. Now, there are a lot of headlines saying how, oh, this is a 15-year-old girl who was missing, but there's like,
whoa, 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 bro, I thought they meant teen, but like, adult teen, like 19, 18, 17 in some states. I mean, you know how that goes, but no, that's whoa.
Like some confusion around the age discussion on this topic, because it's important to remember that Celeste was 13 in 2024 when she had gone missing.
Whoa.
And yes, while there are headlines and articles,
whoa, slow down, whoa, oh, whoa, hey, okay, I see why niggas is talking about this a lot, bro.
talking about how she was 15. Given the state of decomposition her body was in upon discovery, she most likely died when she was 14. It's off of these small bits of information and Celeste's ID that the internet began to start doing some sleuthing around David, and very quickly found that David and Celeste actually had quite a history together, a lot of which has been pieced together through a series of old TikToks and Discord messages, Instagram posts, and stories. But maybe the most damning piece of evidence to have resurfaced in the midst of all of this controversy is an old Twitch clip that we will play to you now, where David appears alongside a girl that seems to be Celeste.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
I mean, not only does this person look just like the girl in these missing...
Let me see.
Everything goes.
I mean, not only does this person...
Everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
I mean, not only does this
Yeah,
person...
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, even like her nose, yeah, that looks just like her.
look just like the girl in these missing person photos. The chat on this stream seems to be
Bro, how old is David?
aware of not only their dynamic cracking some Epstein jokes as well, but just before the clip ends, someone in chat seems to be clearly aware that this person's name is Celeste. I mean, even without factoring in that we're possibly watching...
He's 20 years old now, which means he was 18 2 years ago. Nah.
David here interacting with a girl who is now dead on camera in this clip. This situation is so strange because what is somebody who is of David's position, a successful legal adult music industry recording artist, doing streaming late night with a girl who is clearly not even a high school graduate, who must be in his care to some degree, having to end a stream with her abruptly, saying this footage needs to be deleted after she makes an edgy joke and saying, I media trained you. It boggles the mind. And it just makes you wonder, like, where are the adults? Where are the trustworthy authority figures? I mean, it's very telling that we're in a time where TMZ is posting clips of somebody who is allegedly this girl's former teacher talking to his students about how this girl he used to teach her, and she met this rapper over social media.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. When I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
I mean, obviously he's trying to sort of like scare them straight about, you know, apparently who may be able to reach them or persuade them of whatever over Instagram or whatever, you know, channel they're being contacted through by somebody who might be in David's position, someone older, someone with money, someone with influence. But I mean,
yeah, but you would think like that's obviously like a one in a couple dozen million chance, but like, yeah, people in power, especially just, I mean, in juxtaposition to you, like it could even just be like a small amount of power. People in power relative to you are gonna usually take advantage of it. But to this degree, to this level of magnitude, this amount of scale, bro, oh, this is... Oh, man.
Just think of how many people had to drop the fucking ball in order for it to get to this point. But yeah, it's very strange and it's very concerning because it does seem like, looking at a lot of different posts and stuff that has come up in retrospect, that this was, at least on some level, like a bit of an open secret among the most devoted segments of David's fan base. And yet this was not being called out effectively to a point where...
Oh, man.
Or something was actually...
And you know what's crazy? Meanwhile, niggas is getting harassed every day for dating within a legal age range. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes niggas be dating super young women, but it still be legal. Like, bro, a 30-year-old, for example, dating like an 18-year-old, it's a little wild, I'm not gonna lie. But that's not illegal, bro. This is something illegal. This nigga is 18 with a 13-year-old. But like, he's an adult with a girl who is in middle school. 13 is 7th grade, 8th grade. I turned 13 in the 7th grade. That is insane.
being done about it. And again, I stress, David was not like some crazy, obscure, completely underground figure that like nobody
not
had
even
ever
a little
heard
bit.
of. Like, this guy had a very large and respectable social media following, had done some pretty big interviews with traditional media, in sort of new media and podcast media. I mean, I admit, as somebody who regularly covers music, I myself was not aware of this either, but also I've never formally reviewed David's stuff and never dug into him because personally, I just don't find his music that interesting. However, there were clearly a lot of people out there who did, and the fact that this was just going over the heads of so many, or just not registering to a lot of people as a sign of something bad, is just strange, especially given that in the wake of Celeste being ID'd, fans have not been having a hard time finding a bunch of different context clues, be it in some of David's biggest songs like Romantic Homicide, a track that when you look on YouTube was apparently released on Celeste's birthday. There's also been a leaked Celeste song with some pretty disturbing lyrics laced into it as well. And these things are concerning enough, and honestly are just the tip of the iceberg in terms of like the various connections people have been making. But as of right now, as of me shooting this video currently at this moment, David seemingly has not been arrested. The biggest repercussions that he's seen.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe the nigga is innocent, bro. I don't fucking know, bro. That's just. I mean, innocent until proven guilty. That's fair enough. That's actually very, very important to maintain. We're barbarians without that statute, but I've seen niggas arrested for less, bro. I've seen niggas arrested for way less.
As a result of all of this is that, you know, his tour is just like done. And authorities have affirmed that there is an investigation going on right now into all of this, but what direction that's going in at the moment is kind of unclear.
A lot of people are going to be asking the very obvious question of, why hasn't David been brought in at least for questioning? Law enforcement doesn't have the answers they want in order to be able to confront or question David, especially without an autopsy report as to the cause and manner of death.
And on top of all of this, another majorly concerning element to this story is the way that the internet has been handling it. I mean, sure, while fans and concerned citizens have dug up a lot of super valid and important information related to this case, also, a lot of the discourse happening around this issue right now is being painted by clout chasers, by people throwing out insane conspiracy theories, people defending David or totally making up false information, and everyone collectively joining into the narrative in this story is like pretending they're a true crime podcast host, digging for a string of clues that seemingly were left by maybe the biggest brain-dead moron on the planet. A guy who, when you read into his behaviors and the way that he like wrote his lyrics and kind of presented himself, seems like he fancied himself as this quirky but tortured, self-obsessed anime villain.
I'm really big into anime and I'm really big into manga. And I wanted to make my own manga series at one point. And a big part of that manga was an evil version of me named Itami, which means pain in Japanese. The story of the manga went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden. And he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as a detective. So like when I was
Jekyll and Hyde
as a detective,
situation,
I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself.
But clearly
this
situation right now is ongoing, and as much as the internet has dug up around this topic and David and Celeste's alleged history, we're still standing officially at a point where we have more questions than answers.
Yeah.
But still, on the surface, from everything that has been gathered thus far, the tea leaves are sending a very disturbing message. While I'm sure there are many out there who are very desensitized to the insanity that this story is displaying on some level, I myself continue to be shocked by stories that we're seeing come out of the music industry over and over of people abusing their positions of power in order to abuse and take advantage of others. And if this pans out to be another one of those, it's going to go down in history as handily one of the worst.
I can't think of a situation immediately that would even be remotely worse than this one. It would probably go down as the worst one, honestly. And I don't have any follow up to that. That's just insane. Like, it's been sensationalized so much that I don't know how I didn't think it would be that bad, but it's actually somehow worse than what I thought it was going to be. So I don't know, bro. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.